and welcome back, adventurers to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, just as he was about to eat lunch, Kaito and Akiho were called to the faculty room by none other than Vice Principal Usui. And at first, it looked like the tension between the Vice Principal and Akiho was about to culminate in the very outcome that Kaito had feared for the Robotics Club, namely its disbandment and dissolution. But rather than dismantling them on the spot, Usui issued an ultimatum. Rather than focus on the Tokyo Expo with Gunbuild 1, Akiho and Kaito must win the ROBO-ONE contest, which is roughly 2 weeks away. This unfortunately poses a problem, as Kaito and Akiho do not possess a working, functioning hobby robot, and as we saw in the last episode, a lot of the ones that you can purchase online are incredibly expensive. But Akiho seems to have a workaround, which involves using the hobby robot that is collecting dust in the Robotics Club storeroom, which just so happens to be the very hobby robot that her sister Misaki used not only to win the ROBO-ONE contest 9 years ago, but also turn her handmade association into the Robotics Club itself. But that was a long time ago, and the hobby machine nicknamed Honorary Prez is currently not in working condition. Which is why we're here in the faculty talking with Mitchie.
そう、ロボ部の荷物全部探したんだけどどこにもなくて。
Is it entirely because your older sister took the manual for the robot? Or maybe there was never one to begin with. Maybe she just made it using the information she had in her mind. Also, not that this needs to be said, but Mitchie was a complete and total pushover when it came to dealing with the Vice Principal. After school in the faculty room, I crouched down and stuck my way between the desks to avoid the VP. Mitchie's desk is a total mess and it smells weird. And since it's been raining all day, everything's real musty. I can't help but scrunch up my face at the scent. What did they allow you to bring here, and how does it get damp in here unless this building is completely falling apart?
あら、お前の姉ちゃんが作ったものだからな。
Yes, we already know that.
学校にないならお前ん家にあると思うぞ。これ豆知識な。
Or more specifically, her house.
ミッチ把握してないの？
Mitchie has a long history with the club. He was part of the association and was even the club's first president. It's very curious the fact that Misaki didn't take that position. I know it's called Tanegashi Machine 3, but I'm just gonna call it Honorary Prez. When Honorary Prez won ROBO-ONE, Mitchie was the one who took the award. There's still a commemorative photo by the entrance. I guess Misaki didn't care about winning a trophy then. Now he serves as the club advisor. That's why I've been hoping he'd know anything and everything there was to know about the Robotics Club, but that was probably too much of a stretch. Considering that Misaki was the technical genius behind the Robotics Club, I'm guessing he won the lottery by sheer association.
10年近く前のものがどこにあるかなんて瀬宮妹は普通把握してるのか？
してないけど。
つまりそういうことだ。
Yeah, you look confident, but I still question as to why you were the original club president to begin with, Mitchie. This April, the Robotics Club was moved from the tech prep room to the equipment storage space in the courtyard. Most of the club's inventory is still packed into boxes and stacked up inside of it. While I was the one who packed it all up, I honestly don't remember if I saw the manual at the time.
でもまあ、家にあるのが分かっただけでも進展かな。よし。
We don't know that for sure, Akiho. In order to pump myself up, I pumped my fist into the air despite still being crouched down.
あと、もしパーツが必要になったら、ミッチーにも間髪乗るから、顧問として多めに出してね。
You're counting on Mitchie for favors, Akiho? You really enjoy putting us in a handicap, don't you?
なあ、瀬宮妹。いいか、これだけは先生言っときたい。
何？
こんな言葉があるんだ。先生の好きな言葉だからな。瀬宮妹もよーく聞いてしっかり胸に刻み込めよ。誰かに頼ってばかりじゃ社会の荒波に揉まれて終わりだ。やんちゃしてでも自分の力で努力しろ。その結果失敗してもその後の人生の勲章となる。
This could be one of two things. Either this is a mecha anime reference, or this is something that Misaki herself said when she was still interested in running the Robotics Club.
どうだ、いい言葉だろう。
それってつまりお金は出さないってことじゃん。
Pretty much. I'm over here doing my best to find a way to win, so hearing him assume that I'm going to fail makes me angry. So Kaito isn't here, it's just Akiho. I should have really remembered that on account that it was Akiho's name in the top left corner.
これも教育の一環ってやつだ。先生も本当は心苦しいんだぞ。察しろ、瀬宮妹。
瀬宮妹って呼ばないでっていつも言ってるでしょ、ミッチー。
Yeah, she's not your little sister. So, just move my microphone away for just a,
じゃあお前もミッチーって呼ぶな。長深田先生、わかるな？
No, you shall be forever saddled with the moniker Mitchie.
教師に敬意を払えば内申点も少しはサービスしてもらえるぞ。これも豆知識。
Academic etiquette can only take you so far, Mitchie.
もういいよ。ミッチーに頼ったうちが間違いだった。失礼しました。
Yeah, pretty much wasted a large amount of time. I hurriedly flee the faculty room. I'm fairly certain the VP was glaring at me the whole time, but I pay her no mind. Yeah, there was no way we could hide anyway. The doom and gloom sets in as I return to the classroom.
部長ってこんな孤独な役目なんだな。
Makes you wonder how Mitchie handled it. Up until now, I never really had much experience in leadership roles, you know, like class rep or team captain. Now there's something I can relate to. I automatically became the Robotics Club president when I became a third year, but nothing's been going right for me. So yeah, Akiho wasn't elected the club president, she was just chosen by sheer default. The reason our reputation is in the mud is because of my beef with the student council and the vice principal. The more I think about it, the more my stomach starts to hurt. Not quite yet. I say that out loud, trying to force myself to feel better. But that doesn't usually help. And to make things worse for Akiho, it's Subaru. Mr. Third prize winner of ROBO-ONE. Oh man, why did I have to run into him now of all times? That's just how it is, Akiho. I've spent over a year trying to get him to join our club because he'd be a rad addition to the team, but I still can't handle Hidaka-kun. I've legit never encountered such a jerk of an underclassman before.
Hidaka-kun, konnichiwa. せっかくだからロボ部に。
終わりでしょ。
Pretty much.
まだ終わらないなんて、今のロボ部が言っても単なる現実逃避の言葉にしか聞こえませんよ。
Yeah. Yeah, he heard me talking to myself. It's a wee bit embarrassing. Man, I'd love to erase the last 2 minutes from his memory. Unfortunately, that's not possible. Now, normally our conversation would end here. Hidaka-kun never sticks around to talk to me. But today's different. Instead, he's the one who approaches me. Pretty much, probably to tell us what we already know, that we supposedly have absolutely no chance in winning ROBO-ONE whatsoever. And of course, yeah. I'd ask the question of, even if it does have a pointless answer, why he, why quit ROBO-ONE when he won third prize? Is it because he already achieved what he wanted to? Was he dissatisfied with not winning, which is probably doubtful given his own proficiency with robotics?
ロボワンに出るそうですね。
It wasn't a plan, but yeah.
なぜそれを。
もう校内で噂になってますよ。
Rumors.
そっか、その通り。優勝しないとロボ部は解散なの。
無理ですね。
Pretty much. Quick and to the point. Hidaka-kun saying the same thing that Kai did. This is a guy who is actually better at robots than Kaito ever will be.
そうかな。やってみなきゃわかんないよ。
僕はロボワンには多少詳しいんで。
Yeah, he does have a point. That's right. Hidaka-kun entered Robo-ONE solo when he was in junior high and made it to 3rd place. This is exactly why I was trying to convince him to join the club. How could I forget something so important?
これこそ運命的ってやつね。
I think Subaru would actually question that. I can feel my blood pumping as I accidentally voice my thoughts. I pay little attention to Hidaka-kun's cold gaze.
日高くん、今こそ君の経験をロボ部のために生かす時だよ。
The moment I finish speaking, Subaru shifts his gaze in another direction. Yeah, I know Akiho is referring to him as Hidaka-kun, but I'm going to refer to him as Subaru. I follow his eyes and land at the glass showcase for all the trophies and awards that the various clubs have won. Among them is the group photo of the Robotics Research Association back when they won ROBO-ONE 9 years ago. Probably the only time in which they ever won anything.
瀬宮先輩はホビーロボットを作った経験は
ないよ。でもほら、それよりずっと大きいロボを作った経験はあるわけだし。
Well, to be precise, I haven't actually finished anything. You know how it is.
そんなので優勝するつもりなんですね。あまりロボワンを舐めない方がいいですよ。
His words bite. It almost feels like he stuck a needle in my heart. It's a sharp, prickly sort of pain. I'm so shocked by his aggressive words that I can't say a word.
他の出場者たちはそれこそ半年前から入念に準備してベストの期待で参加してくるんです。そこへ先輩みたいな三流素人が準備もなしにいきなり出て行って勝てるわけがない。ナンセンスです。
Yeah, pure and utter nonsense. I managed to put my emotions back in order, then take a deep breath.
そういう君は今回の大会出るの？
いいえ。
Of course not.
一度出たきりだよね。なんで？
それは先輩には関係ないでしょ。
He spits out his response and abruptly tries to leave. Oh, bye then. Of course, Akiho has other ideas. Like heck, I'm not gonna let someone younger than me talk smack and just leave. How frustrating. If I could just get one decent comeback in. But that's a long shot. And so the words just fly out of my mouth.
言っとくけど、奇跡は起こすものだよ。
I hide my anger behind a calm expression, wiggling my finger in the air like a pendulum. Except of course here we are, waiting and hoping for a miracle.
ロボットアニメでもよくあるでしょ。頑張れるとかだってそうだったし。
頑張れるはお子様向けでしたからね。おかげで僕は見てて萎えましたが。
Was that when you were a kid as well?
ストーリーが安っぽかったんで第一シーズンで切りましたよ。
Now you think they were right.
おやおや、今のは聞き捨てなりませんな。
My heart's ablaze now. I'm pretty sure that there are literal flames burning in my eyes now.
ロボットアニメは夢と希望とロマンがあってこそでしょう。
Okay, so maybe that one anime with that person isn't really about that stuff, but that's an exception. In fact, that person is the only exception.
そんな考え方だから世界的ロボットブームにもかかわらず、日本のロボットアニメはいつまでも子供の見るものっていう扱いなんですよ。もっと高尚で哲学的なプロット、あとはリアルさ、主にミリタリ色を全面的に打ち出すべきでしょう。
So basically, you're more of a Gundam fan than a gun barrel fan.
そんなの求めてないもん。ロボットアニメは子供たちが熱くたぎれるものだよ。
幼稚ですね。議論するに値しません。
Well, to be fair, Subaru, right back at you.
むっくー君の言うリアルロボット系の話って人がどんどん死んでって悲しくなるじゃん。
リアルロボット系？なんですそれ？
スーパーロボットとリアルロボットに決まって。
そもそもスーパーとリアルの定義から教えてください。そんなものがあればですが。
I've never really given it much thought. It's more like a kind of feeling you get.
リアルにありそうなのがリアルロボット系？
じゃ、僕は帰りますんで。何度も言いますが、もう話しかけてこないでくれますか？ロボ部と関わり合いになるのはごめんですから。
So basically, you're going to be an accountant.
あ、ちょっと。
Yeah, a guy who's incredibly talented at machinery, going off to being an accountant or something completely unrelated. I hurriedly try to stop Subaru, but yeah. But if I do, this will just drag out our conversation. And the reality is that when it comes to the subject, we're on two completely different wavelengths. With that in mind, I resist the urge to chase after him. Fare thee well, Subaru, fare thee well. But once my flame is lit, it doesn't go out so easily.
坊やだからさ。
I managed to shout out from the depths of my soul. Although in this case, in this context, that quote makes no sense. Which of course results in all the students nearby having a good laugh at me as they head home. Back in the club room, I start to take I completely you know what, I completely forgot the nickname of the robot, so I'm just gonna call him TM3. I started to take TM3 apart, but since my energy has been totally sapped, I can't focus in the slightest. I think it was something prayers, but I've forgotten the first part.
ランク上がらないな。
Yes, indeed. You're still stuck at number 5, Kaito. I can't help but whine a little as I cast my gaze at the kill ballad leaderboards. I wonder if this means, yeah. Actually, we don't know how many wins these 4 leaders have. But yeah, it's entirely possible that they are in fact forever out of our league. On weekends I get to play KB without anyone interrupting me. I've gone many a weekend without eating or sleeping, which is fairly unhealthy. In fact, Weekends are when I focus on increasing my win rate against the top players, which is the quickest way to rank up. That said, I'm still in 5th place. In the end, it doesn't matter how many times I defeat low-ranked players. I gotta beat the top ones to move up. So in other words, we have to somehow challenge these 4 people in order to even hope to make it to number 1. But so far I haven't been able to get matched with any of them.
逃げてるんじゃないよ。トップ5のくせに。
I complain to nobody in particular as I get ready to start another match. And that's Kaito's mother interrupting there. I hear mother, Fumiko, age 42, call me from the kitchen. She and I are usually the only ones home. Dad pilots the only flight connecting Kagoshima Airport to our airport, so he's away half the week. That's why he's not here today. So you want me to run an errand for you, Mother? She just loves to rob me of my precious me time. That means, and she said, a delivery to the Tsunomias. And you want me to go out in the pouring rain too? Oh joy. I slide my room door open, stick my head out and yell back toward the kitchen.
俺に頼み事があるなら、昼腹で勝負を。
Not the kind of thing to say to a parent, unfortunately. As for what she wants me to deliver, tea leaves. She wants me to go share with them with the Tsunomiya family, since she got a bunch from our relatives. It's all thanks to this dumb errand that I've already lost at least 3 matches worth of fighting time. Fortunately, Akiho's house is right next to mine. Although because of the farmland between our homes, I have to walk about 45 meters to get there. The rain no less. From the front yard I can see that Akiho's room on the 2nd floor is lit up.
どうも、カイトです。
I slide the unlocked door open and casually stroll in. Akiho's mother, Auntie Tamaki, comes out to greet me. She seems quite pleased by the tea leaves I hand her. I hear thumping noises coming from the 2nd floor. What in the world is Akiho doing? Might as well see what's up. Suppose it couldn't hurt. And, yeah. This room actually has quite a quaint feel to it. Also, the fact that Akiho has many models on her desk and shelves, although they are just standard models and not actual robots, unfortunately. I witness Akiho's head stuck in the closet with her butt facing me. Okay.
カイ、来たの？
何してんの？
Without answering me, Akiho pulls the cardboard box out from the closet.
種子島新さんのマニュアルをね、探してるんだけど、見つかんなくて。っていうか、ノックしろって言ってるでしょ。うちが着替え中とかだったらどうする気？
それよりさ、飴ある？
Just completely changing the topic.
まったく、マイペースだな。
Yeah, that's Kaido Yasuo in a nutshell. Akiho gets up and picks up a pack of space candy sitting on the floor.
はい、1個だけね。
サンキュー。後で返すよ。
Will you now? I've never returned the favor. Of course not. This exchange is kind of like a ritual between the two of us. I came to her room to get a piece of space candy from her, and nothing else. Heck, I'm probably the only one on this island who actually likes the stuff. People don't seem too big on the flavor. Can't imagine why. Even Akiho thinks they're gross and won't touch them. The only reason why there are packs of space candy in her room in the first place is so she can give them to me. I can't even remember when this little ritual vow started. But as long as there's a stock in here, I'll always be welcome to barge into this teenage girl's domain whenever I want. Or at least that's how I happen to interpret it in Kaito's world. Akiho complains, but she never chases me out. Hence why I can drop in like this, as if it were my own room. I unwrap the candy and toss it into my mouth. The fresh mint flavor spreads through and stimulates my nostrils. How can people not like this stuff? I swear they just haven't actually tried it. It's basically one of the 7 wonders of the island.
いつも思うんだけどさ、この部屋ってほんと女の子っぽくないよね。
You mean besides the fact that it has pink curtains? Akiho's walls are covered in old mecha anime posters, and her shelves are lined with now unavailable robot figures. The geotags in this room are configured so that they don't display, but if they did, you'd drown in mecha anime info. Anyone who didn't know Akiho would assume this room belonged to a dude.
いつも答えてるけど、うちに愛と勇気と希望と正義を与えてくれるんだから、ポスターもフィギュアも外すつもりはないよ。
あ、そう。
Well, I guess Akiho can do whatever she wants with her own room. It is her room after all. I sit backward on a chair and lay my chest on the backrest.
で、マニュアル探してるって？
Upon closer inspection, the boxes she's digging through contain small empty figurine boxes along with towels with robot illustrations on them.
今日の朝からずっとね。でも見つからなくて。
アキちゃんの部屋をいくら探しても意味ないんじゃない？ミサ姉の部屋でしょ？あるとしたら。
スイポ見なかったの？
Not really. Akiho lowers her shoulders and drops down on the bed.
午前中はずっとお姉ちゃんの部屋を引っかき回してたよ。
And she didn't find a thing.
他にありそうな場所は？
庭にある倉庫か。お父さんの書斎かな。
Or there could be the real possibility that she just took the manual with her and completely forgot about it. Either way sounds like a lot of work. but I could totally see it being in her old man's study. Heck, it was basically her dad that made Akiho into the mecha anime fangirl that she is today. His study is filled with mecha anime DVDs, Blu-rays, and even antiques like LDs. We're about to find out about. Laser discs. An optical disc, usually around 30 centimeters in diameter, that was popular in Japan during the early 1990s. Mainly used for video media, but its usage declined rapidly with the spread of DVDs, as opposed to VHSs outside of Japan. Well, I suppose they use VHSs as well, obviously. So, anyway, Akiho lies down on the bed face up. Then from that position, she stretches out her arms and legs.
もうすでにヘトヘトだよ。
Yeah, you've probably been spending most of the day looking for that manual. I really wish she wouldn't push herself like this. Makes me worry.
っていうかさ、そこまで無理してロボワンに出なくてもいいんじゃない？
No, she doesn't have to. And then, yeah. I mean, we don't have to save the Robotics Club from pretty much going up in a pile of smoke.
どうせ出たって勝てないのは確定してるし、廃部になるならなるで、それもいいかもしれないって思うわけ。必死にあがくよりもよっぽどね。
Akiho sits up abruptly and shakes her head in a manner that seems almost lonely.
ダメだよ。廃部になったら終わりなんだよ。カイはロボ部に思い入れがないかもしれないけど、うちにとってはかけがえのない。
でもさ、あの巨大ロボ個人で作り続けることだってできるわけでしょ？
Unfortunately, Usui's demand was quite stringent. If we lose, not only does the club get disbanded, but ROBO-ONE will basically be scrapped or destroyed.
ムカつく教頭とのしがらみとか関係なく、むしろ伸び伸びやれるとも言える。
Yeah, but she'd also probably be expelled in the process, Kaito.
そもそも、アキちゃんが高校生の間に何とかしなきゃならないわけでもないと思うんだ。万博に出られるならそれは万々歳だけど、出られなきゃ死ぬってわけでもない。焦って強引に完成させるより、いいものをちゃんと作り上げるっていう方法論もあるはずだよ。
廃部になればガンツクワンはスクラップにされちゃう。
それに従う必要はないし、交渉の余地だってあるさ。
No, no. If we don't play by the vice principal rules, yeah. Also, there is no way of negotiating a deal with Usui. None whatsoever.
カイ、
Akiho just barely smiles. Why would she smile now?
うちはロボ部の部員として、学生としてのルールの中でなんとかしたいって思うんだ。もちろん個人で引き取ってコツコツ作っていけば何年かかるかはわからないけど完成はさせられるかもしれない。それも夢の形としてはありだと思う。だけどうちはやっぱりあと半年っていう期間の中でどれだけ無茶してでもなんとかしたい。
Sorry, I was mildly bit hasty there, but basically, Akiho is, yeah.
だけどうちはやっぱりロボ部として万博に行きたいな。
Yeah, she really wants to, yeah. Misaki may have won ROBO-ONE, thus establishing the, club in the first place. But if Akiho does manage to go to the expo and represent the Robotics Club there, that would be a huge step up from before.
もちろん半年経ってダメだったらスパッとやめちゃうってわけじゃないけど、そんな線引きを自分の中で作ってるんだ。
Indeed, this is the motivation and passion that she has right here, right now. Akiho's eyes shine with determination as she explains her motivations to me. I almost lose myself in those eyes. Not entirely unlike your dream to become the #1 ranked individual in Kill Ballad Online. Although in your case, you just have to be paired with each of those opponents.
ロボ部へのこだわりか。ミサ姉や先輩たちが受け継いできた思いを大事にしたいみたいなロマンティシズム。
This intangible thing that's been passed down from Misaki, Mitchie, and the other founding members. Is that what's motivating Akiho? Misaki in particular probably had a huge effect on her.
お姉ちゃんが作ったロボ部とお姉ちゃんが作ろうとしたワンツクワンだから。
Akiho really does love Misaki. They are sisters. Is this what they call a sister complex? Or maybe she still hasn't grown out of her dependence on her?
それにロボットアニメに必要なものは夢とロマンなのだ。
Akiho says that with a happy smile on her face as she poses dramatically. In just 6 months, we'll be graduating and leaving the island behind us. Most students from this island follow that path, whether they go to college or choose to look for a job instead. There are those like Mitchie or Mizuka-san who come back to the island, and the rest who don't, like Misaki. Either way, once she leaves this island, Akiho won't be able to just focus on building her robot.
アキちゃんさ、この前はロボのことしか考えてないって言ってたけど、結構ちゃんと将来のこと考えてるじゃん。
そうかな。将来のことじゃなくてロボ部のことしか考えてない気がするんだけど。
I guess I understand how Akiho feels. I'm not going to be a jackass and keep pushing back on this, like you normally do.
そういうことなら頑張ってよ。というわけで俺は
Just before I can say leave, Akiho grabs my wrist.
待った。
アキちゃんまさか。
If she's stopping me here, that must mean...
カイもマニュアル探すの手伝って。
うわ、やっぱり。
Yes, indeed.
ついでだからいいでしょ。夜はうちの家でご飯食べてっていいから。
Is that even allowed?
夜まで探すつもりなの？
I guess so. Fine, I guess I'll help. Plus I get Auntie Tamaki's food out of this. Unfortunately, even after searching long and hard, we failed to locate the manual. Unfortunate. And now it's Sunday. So, why we parked at the Central High School again, on a Sunday no less. Who knows? But when we return, adventurers, well, well, just have to see what unfolds from here. As always, until next we meet.